What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and tonight I'm here to do another installment of BrickWall Horror. Before I get started, I want to remind you guys, go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on all forms of social media. Links are in the description down below. And on top of that, make sure you tune in Thursday nights to our Twitch channel, where we do the podcast Life's Brick Wall. It's fun. It's a good time. I think you'll enjoy it. So just make sure you guys check that out. Tune in there. But without further ado, Slotherhouse. Tonight's movie, I'm going to be talking about Slotherhouse. So this is a movie that it was released in theaters. I remember when it was released in theaters. In fact, that was, when did this come out in theaters? Because I remember seeing the ad for it. Well, not the ad for it. I remember seeing showtimes for it on my Regal app. I go to Regal Theaters. Shout out to them. But I saw the ad come up for it. Well, not the ad. The showtimes come up for it. And I was like, wow, that looks pretty interesting. It came out August 30th of this year, 2023. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, that looks like a fake ass film. I saw what it was about, and I was like, yo, that sounds mad dope. So what is this film about, you ask? Well, it is about a sloth who was adopted by a sorority girl in order to be the mascot for their sorority. However, the sloth soon begins to start killing each and every one of them in gruesome, murderous, and oftentimes hilarious ways. Will the surviving sorority girls figure out how to stop this alpha, as they call the sloth? Will they figure out a way to stop alpha, or are they all doomed to die? So, right off the bat, right? So that was a pretty detailed description. Came up with it off the top of my head. So thank you very much. All right. So I want to start by saying I thought this movie was an absolute blast. Okay. No, the sloth is not a real sloth or a CGI sloth. It is even better. It is a puppet sloth, to which it's just so funny. So this movie doesn't take itself seriously, right? This movie, it knows that it's not that serious of a film. It plays, and it kind of starts off as like a teen drama. Well, not a teen drama, but like a Mean Girl-esque drama just in college. They do like these things like because they're all like social media savvy and everything, so they like to post and do the hashtags and all that, get attention. And so it's like when they do that, they'll use that as like character introductions. And so like you'll see the little bubble pop up on the side of the screen, and it'll be like in the format of like an Instagram post, and it'll read like the caption, but the caption will be the description of the character. And so it does stuff like that to where it's like, well, what kind of movie? Like, is this like a cheesy type of, and it does kind of present itself as a cheesy type of movie, but when it comes time for the horror aspect of it and the killer sloth, they just go all out and ridiculous, and they have fun. And like I said, they don't take themselves seriously, because it would have been real easy to have the sloth walking around, sloth kill you, not saying the sloth will talk, but you know what I'm saying, and then have them all running, being dead ass serious, kind of like they tried to do with Sharknado and shit like that. But even Sharknado itself knew that it was not to be taken seriously. So it kind of falls in the veins of movies like that, where it's like they're campy, they don't really take themselves seriously, but they also are very effective in providing a horror and murderous creature or being or entity or person or whatever the case may be into the scenario and situation that you probably wouldn't even think to have it in. So like, who would think to have a killer sloth, right? Like a killer sloth on the loose, killing a bunch of sorority girls. Like, who would think of that, right? So kind of jumping into some of the plot details here, though. So, like, the beginning of the movie, it kind of opens up with the sloth. Like, he just on the tree chilling and shit. All of a sudden, this, like, alligator come by, snatches behind off the tree, and then all of a sudden, it kind of cuts to something else. Then it cuts back, and you see the sloth crawling out of the water. Cuts to something else. It goes back to the crocodile. The crocodile or alligator, whatever the heck I just said, it got 3 slashes on his chest, like the sharp nails of the sloth, like the short nails of a sloth. Sharp nails of a sloth. Okay, I'm sorry. No. Anyway, I was having fun with that one. But so that's where it's kind of like just in that beginning alone, it's like, wow, y'all not taking this serious. Cause like the minute Sloth even come out of the water, you can see it's a puppet. Like it's dead, and they don't hide the fact that this Sloth is very clearly a puppet. So like they don't hide that, like not like overtly like breaking the fourth wall type shit, but it's very tongue in cheek with that. And so he crawled when he crawled out the water, he's like some type of crazy noise like that, right? So like yeah, so what else about this damn movie? It was these poachers and everything that ended up catching him, and like the Sloth was supposed to take these pills that may or may not have to do something with his ability to not be a fucking crazy ass killer sloth. They never really explained that either. But if you happen to watch this movie and you actually get what the pills were for, leave a comment down below. Let me know, because I honestly it didn't even click with me. He ends up killing the poacher. But the poacher ended up telling this girl, what's the main girl name? Because she wanted to be the student, well, not the student, the sorority house president, is what she wanted to be. I'm trying to see what this character's name was. Emily Young. Yeah, Emily Young. Emily wants to be the president of the sorority and everything like that. And to do that, you got to have like a certain amount of buzz. You know what I'm saying? Got to get people to think you're popular so you can pull in new members and da 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 da. So like she figures the thing that'll boost her social media presence and her likes and everything would be a cute little sloth. Well, like some type of cute little thing, but she gets that idea from the poacher, who was kind of like just like disguising and posing as just like some regular nice civilian in a shopping mall and everything like that. So there's that. What else was I about to say about this movie? Oh yeah, so the girl, she ends up taking the sloth in, and then the other sororities girls see it. They vote him in as the mascot named Alpha, and so everything seems to be going great. And then it's like one scene where, and again, this is why I'm gonna need y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you think. I think the sloth was starting to jerk off to her pictures. Again, watch the movie and let me know in the comments what you think the sloth was doing behind the computer. But so and you'll see why I say that when you watch the movie. So anyway, he comes across a picture of the girl with the poacher from when she took it for her social media profile. And this sloth is like it decided that it's going to go on a murderous rampage. And let me tell you something about this sloth. The sloth's kills are freaking crazy. Like, he's actually kind of scary. I'm not going to hold you. And it's like, sloths traditionally, they move slow. Man, this one got a little bit of speed on a couple parts. And it was one part in particular that had me cracking up, yo. It was so fucking wild. So, like, the sloth, he got this girl hit by a car, right? And so he ends up getting to the hospital. I'm not going to tell you how he gets to the hospital, but all I'm going to say, no, I will tell you this part, but I won't say the next part. So he ends up getting the car. He drives the car to the hospital to kill this girl. How did he get the address to the hospital? You may have asked, or may not have asked. He got the address to the hospital because he typed in the hospital. He looked up recent locations on Emily's phone and saw that she went to the hospital, figured that the girl was at the hospital because she got hit by the car, and puts it in the GPS, gets in a car, drives it over to the hospital, goes in there and kills her. And the way he kills her and what he does before he kills her, you're going to be like, yo, what the hell? Like, that sloth was wilding, yo. The sloth was a wild... Shut your mouth. I'm only talking about Alpha, the sloth. But, so, like, that thing, man, I was like, yo, this sloth is wilding, dog. So, like, that's one of the things that got me hooked to this movie. And again, like I say, it's a puppet sloth. And this sloth at one point gets like a little bit of immortality because this nigga is not dying. Like they kept trying to kill him. They stabbed him, slit his fucking throat, shot him, all types of shit. And the sloth still come around. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. they like it was crazy. Like the climax of the movie with the sloth versus the remainder of the sorority girls and shit like that. That shit is wild. Like this nigga sloth sloth. His name is Alpha. I said his nigga sloth. I like saying sloth better though. This nigga sloth punched a hole through this bitch stomach, through this girl's stomach. Excuse my language, everybody on that one. But punched a hole through this girl's stomach, yo. I was like, yo, what the freak? Like, yo, Alpha was wilding. Sloth was wilding, dog. But like this movie was, it was crazy, yo. Like it was, like I said, I saw it just like the absurd premise of it was really what got me. Yeah, that's what really got me into it though, man. Like just the absurd premise of it, because like, yeah, and it does live up to the absurdity that you would think that it had. Like this is a really fun movie to watch. I had a great time watching it, honestly. Yeah, I sing this movie's praises to the high heavens. It's now available to stream on Hulu. If you have access to Hulu. What else was I about to say about this movie? I completely forgot. But yeah, you can watch it on Hulu. It's rated R. That's what I was gonna say. It's rated R, so you know it's got blood, gore. I don't think it's got any nudity in it. I don't think, but it does have a lot of strong language. You know, you're hearing the F words and all that good stuff. In terms of my rating for it, this currently has a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 4.8 on IMDb. Listen, this is not a cinematic masterpiece at all. As a matter of fact, there are probably a lot of problems to it. And the sloth being a puppet is like a good little kind of like joke to kind of show that they don't take this movie as seriously. And honestly, it's because they don't take this movie seriously. They don't try to, like I said earlier, they don't try to make this like a real serious thing. They don't try to overplay the dramatic nature and the tension of some of these kills and some of these scenes and some of these interactions with the characters. Like, no, this is played as a high school, not high school, it's played as like a Mean Girl-esque, you know, sorority girl movie, and then kind of goes into campy satire. I guess you call it, no, I wouldn't even call it satire. It's just a campy horror comedy. And it's like, you know, it doesn't take itself seriously, like I keep saying, but it does deliver on the thrills and the kills and the suspense of, you know, oh my gosh, where's that sloth at this time? Like, and he was everywhere. He was killing the hell out of these sorority girls. As a matter of fact, it was a nice little montage they did where it go from happy-go-lucky to dark and gloomy. And I was like, yo, this is smart. So again, so yeah, I do sing this movie's praises. So as for my rating, I give this a 4.8 out of 5 stars. No, 4.9. Very close to 5. But I give it 4.9, the highest 4.9 out of 5 stars I could possibly give it. Like I said, I enjoy everything about this film, but you know, not everything was perfect. You know, some of the acting was a little stunted, just a little bit. wasn't that great. Just some of the writing choices. I'm not a writer, so maybe not talk about the writing choices, because actually I thought it was pretty well written, if I had to say so myself. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I would say like maybe the acting wasn't as strong as it could have been, but it was very believable though. It was very believable. I don't know, it's just like real small nitpicks that I can't really even think about, because like even the acting wasn't bad. Like it was good. Like they all fell into their roles pretty well, and they sold it, because again, they're not going to come in there being dead ass fucking serious. Like this is still a horror comedy. So, and they do play it up campy, and so that's very cool. So I mean, I don't know, it's probably just like small nitpicks, but I give it a high 4.9 out of 5 stars. The highest 4.9 out of 5 stars. It's just not necessarily a 5-star movie for me, but that does not mean it's not good. But if you want to actually know how you may or may not feel about this movie, if you want to know what the hype is all about after hearing about this movie, make sure you check it out on Hulu. Hulu has Slotherhouse. Slotherhouse. Okay? Not Slaughterhouse. Slotherhouse with my nigga Sloth. AKA Alpha. But anyway, yeah, so that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this review and what you think about Slotherhouse. There I go. If you were able to see it, if you got the chance to watch it. Yes. And, you know, follow us on social media and all that. And until next time. Mascot is coming. No. No. No.